The ideological underpinnings of zombies in the media have been determined by shared attributes of displaced people or immigrants seeking to find life in Western states. Since the 1990s, anxieties regarding these immigrants have increased due to their attempts to enter in Western countries. These anxieties have heightened after the terrorist attacks on 9/11, which has given many citizens the impression that all immigrants are destructive. One of the noted paralleling qualities of immigrants and zombies is the state of living death, which is ultimately the biggest fear citizens have regarding both groups. Another characteristic both displaced people and zombies share is the element of bare life, a term with a dual meaning. This term describes the exclusion from society in addition to obtaining characteristics of the previously mentioned living dead. Because of the association with the two terms, displaced people are often characterized alongside zombies due to the stereotypical and overused examples of zombies in the media and books. Some forms of media used to study and ultimately enhance the ideology are books, television shows, movies, and video games. Simon Pegg, the writer and actor of a well-renowned zombie movie, Shaun of the Dead, called zombies the most important mythic monster at the present time. Regarding history, zombies have been compared to slaves frequently throughout the article. Joan Diane, an anthropologist, stated that a zombie tells the story of colonization. She also states that zombies' stories create similarities of slavery, which result in the victim being the product of a cruel social system in reference to the destruction of the Haitian culture by the American colonialism, where the zombies are the Haitians who are worked basically to death as African slaves. Another example, which links zombies to slaves, is one by the Komarovs, who discuss the rise of zombies in South Africa. They argue that zombies were created to work without pay for those who are extremely rich. Stratton agrees with the connection made between zombies and slaves, and also makes the point about mass groups of people who are treated just as that, rather than as individuals. A strong comparison he uses to support the idea of a zombie is a Musselman, which is what Jews were referred to in concentration camps. Muscle manner is a state of being described as the living death, which is almost how a zombie is thought of. The difference between the two is that the Musselman lives until their transformation to death is complete, and not past the point of death. In both instances, the immigrants and Musselmen are held to the disadvantage and treated in a way which would enable them to be living and regarded as dead, just like a zombie. As mentioned previously, Stratton states that zombies have created similar anxieties just to those of terrorists and slaves. All of the information I have just explained, which has been backed up by the article, reflects a theme in Chapter 5 of the textbook. I connected all of this information to hegemony, which connects questions of culture, power, and ideology. Hegemony is explained to operate at a level of common sense in the assumptions we make about life, and everything we perceive to be natural and the way things are. Common sense is something practically everyone believes to be true. Assumptions made through common sense then end up being social assumptions. To assume that just because terrorists led 9/11, all people who resemble those of a Muslim descent are bad and terroristic is false. Because of this, we displace them in society and prohibit them from entering our country, to the best of our extent. Hegemony can go on to explain how a group of people have taken over a particular part of the world, a race, or a culture, and left another group of people to be the victims. Joan Diane defines American colonization to reign superior to Caribbean natives. The Americans are the hegemonic ones, and the Caribbeans are the anti-hegemonies due to their inability to succeed. Hitler was the hegemonic being, while the entire Jewish population fell under him without the chance to survive. And to relate this concept back to the text, the zombies, either literally or metaphorically speaking, by default, fall victim to this because of their lack of being natural.